Okay, I know that many people heard me talk about green, yellow, red zone. What the hell is that, bro? Green zone, what's a green zone? Green zone is that distance that's too far. There's a good distance for breathing, reset, see what's going on. Then I can relax a little bit my shoulder, I can breathe proper, I can see what's going on, I can decide what I'm gonna do next. Then I come in closing and getting to the yellow zone. What's the yellow zone? Yellow zone is that distance that we cannot touch each other. For example, if I fight against someone taller than me, so I need to respect his yellow zone. So if he extend the hand, if I extend the hand, we cannot touch each other. But with just one step, we can touch each other, right? When I say touch each other, can be with kick, can be with punch, whatever, what kind of punch, what kind of strike. So yellow zone is the distance that we cannot touch each other. And then we have red zone. What's red zone? Red zone is that distance we can touch each other, right? Whatever being with long punches, like straight punches, hooks, kick, knee, is the contact zone, is when we can touch each other. What's the key distance for me? Is the yellow zone. Why? Because most part of the fight works in the yellow zone, and most people, they make mistake on the yellow zone because they don't know how to make the approach. The contact works in the red zone, but if you don't know how to approach, how to make the transition between the yellow zone to the red zone, you're gonna fail. Can you imagine a grappler? This guy is a very good guy in a submission. He can submit anyone as arm bar, choke, whatever, but he don't know how to throw down, how to put the guy in the ground. So there is no point, right? It's the same with striking. If you're a very good striker, right, you can use a lot of combos, but you don't know how to make the approach, there is no point. Or if you don't know how to wait your opponent coming for your counter, there is no point. You need to understand how to make this approach, because I have many ways to do that. I can step first to attack, or I can waiting for my opponent come first, or we can split the bill. What's split the bill? Both gonna walk a little bit. But normally when this happen, we come to the clinch. This is not wrong, but if you wanna keep fluid, if you wanna keep the game fluid, if you want to avoid clinch, then you need to avoid to split the bill. So, for example, that I want to attack first. I cannot waiting for my opponent come first because I want to attack. So I need to come in. But if I don't know how I come in, he gonna anticipate and gonna take me out with tip, right? With front kick or straight punch. So I need to understand when I come close to my opponent, I cannot get into the distance, I cannot get into the distance, then start to do something. I need to start my action between the yellow zone to the red zone. But if I do this with my head fully straight like that, right? If my body fully straight like that, gonna be easy for my opponent take me out with straight punch or tip. So I need to understand how to cut my angle, how to take my head out a little bit. So, and about the guys who like to counter strike. How about the counters? In this case, you need to understand how to make your opponent come into you. And I cannot just freeze on his front and wait for him come. I need to make fence. I need to provocate him for him come, and then I get him with a counter attack. This is very tricky too, but you need to understand the yellow zone, because if I make this feint in the red zone, this is gonna be late. He's gonna hit you before you feint. So you need to have a very good managing of this distance, right? On the yellow zone. In the yellow zone, you're gonna be ready for counter, you're gonna be ready for attacking, you're gonna be ready for anticipate. If you wanna learn more about fighting, learn about my style, the way I teach, subscribe in my channel, and don't forget to visit my Patreon. See you next.